recently did a few videos on medicine wheels that can help us find our true personality. We discussed trying to please our image makers, our family and loved ones, and how that can make us feel like there's never enough time, energy, or money. We're left feeling depleted. We can't please everyone. Sacrificing things that were important to us to please others makes us feel depressed. In order to continue our journey to self-discovery, we have to be willing to learn. We can't be afraid to discover painful truths. Sometimes we think we've found our true selves because we're the opposite of what our caregivers wanted. But rebelling is simply another way to be influenced. If we've decided to go against our upbringing, we still haven't necessarily found our core personality. We've only been influenced in the opposite direction. To find our true nature, free of all influences, we have to examine how our anger clouds our judgment. Our anger shows us how we're still being influenced and controlled by our upbringing. To find our true self, we have to let go of all of that. This is not an easy step. The rest of the journey will be meaningless if we aren't willing to acknowledge the facts, regardless of whether we like them or not. Some things on this path may make people we dislike look smarter than we'd like to admit. Other discoveries may make us, or people we love, appear foolish. We don't have to admit these things to others, but we do have to be willing to admit them to ourselves. In our reflections, we may discover that certain actions and reactions were unwarranted. Learning and growing can be painful, but this is how we discover our path to true happiness and peace. We've got to forgive ourselves. We didn't know as much back then as we do now. Instead of beating yourself up for not knowing better, be proud of yourself for how much you've learned and who you are today. This is where our inner personas come into play. Our inner elders can recognize our mistakes without making us feel like failures. They can be the perfect parent and support us with unconditional love. No one is perfect. We all make mistakes. That's how we learn. Be willing to sit at the feet of your life and be taught by what you see. Try to let go of the emotional memories. Simply learn the lesson instead. Remember the emotional events of your life. You don't have to recall all of them, just the ones that left their mark on you, the ones that changed you. What did you learn from these experiences? Did your conclusions serve you well? Are they still true today? Are you willing to learn more? Since this step is being willing to learn, we'll inevitably revisit some mistakes we've made in our life, and this may bring up some emotions. Try not to get all caught up in the emotions. Simply learn the lesson instead.